Welcome back for another session in Supervised Ministry 302. This is Steve Goode, your instructor. I welcome you on behalf of Fruitland Baptist Bible College. Today, we're going to talk about the supervisory meetings. Now, as we talk about these, it will help you in preparing for your very first supervisory meeting this quarter with your field supervisor. You will learn the following things: the importance of the supervisory meetings, what to bring to your initial meeting, and 4 elements of a good supervisory meeting. This is the heart and soul of supervised ministry. It's getting you in contact with an excellent field supervisor who will take time to supervise your work and give you honest feedback on how you're doing. Supervised ministry requires students to enlist a field supervisor and a suitable placement to engage in ministry. One of the most important ingredients is the weekly meeting with the field supervisor. These one-on-one conferences are designed to discuss any issues that the student and field supervisor agree upon. No doubt the supervisory conference will surface issues that require openness and trust. Prignall, in Supervision of Theological Students, says that the supervisory conference is the time when you and your supervisor hold up to the light pieces of behavior, moments in ministry by the student, and gently but steadily turn the experience so that, like a jewel, every facet can be examined. How can you adequately prepare for the initial meeting with your field supervisor? Well, here are the documents you will need for that first meeting. You'll need to have your objectives for the quarter. These objectives are extremely important because they will reflect in your learning covenant exactly what you expect to realize out of your study for this quarter. The second thing, of course, is your learning covenant. It is important for you to sit down and discuss these documents with your field supervisor so that he knows where you want to be at the end of the quarter. And the third thing you'll want to bring is your ministry log, describing the work that you've been doing the previous week so that you can discuss ministry in a concrete way. And then you'll want to bring your autobiography and your call statement. This allows your field supervisor to look at your autobiography and your call, and for the two of you to have a mutual understanding of how God has called you into this wonderful work that we call ministry. If you need help in knowing how to write your objectives, or your learning covenant, or your ministry log, there are PowerPoint lectures on Moodle's home page from Supervised Ministry 301 that are available on Moodle's home page. Most of your supervisory meeting will have a process or an order that you follow. However, you are free to structure your meeting as you see fit. Here are some elements that typically are found in supervisory meetings. Element number 1, reconnecting. Reconnecting is perfectly normal and may include small talk about the current events, the weather, or sporting events. From this, you move into the development of the agenda for the meeting. Element number 2, developing an agenda. Each week, you and your field supervisor will need to agree on a way forward, often called an agenda. Do you have a pressing issue that needs and deserves immediate attention? If so, this issue will take precedence over other items that might be on the normal agenda. Your field supervisor might simply ask, "What shall we discuss today?" Or he may suggest a concern to be considered. Whatever the direction, the agenda should be agreed upon and meet both of your needs. Element number 3, dealing with the agenda. Most of the time in your conference should be devoted to discussing issues related to your learning objectives previously agreed upon in your objectives and your learning covenant. You should bring samples of your ministry, including assignments such as your ministry log, case studies, verbatim reports, journal entries, if you decide to do that. These examples of your ministry provide an opportunity to examine your ministry and to attempt to determine how well you are doing in your ministry. Your field supervisor is free to suggest new options to apply in the ministry situation under discussion. He may challenge you to reflect on why you minister in a certain way and challenge you to consider different options in the future. It is to be remembered that these supervisory meetings are to focus on your development as a person and as a minister. This meeting is not to be modeled after a staff meeting in a local church where one would discuss task assignments. And then element number 4 is closure. Ending the meeting results in the noting of unfinished business that you would like to revisit in your next conference. You should provide feedback to your supervisor as to the effectiveness of the meeting and how it can be structured to best meet your needs. Supervised ministry is dependent upon the interaction of the student and the field supervisor for a positive outcome of this class. Therefore, these meetings are vital to the success of your supervisory experience. Therefore, I encourage you to faithfully schedule your meetings and be prepared when you arrive at the designated time. Your openness to learning, your ability to relate effectively your ministry experiences, both in oral and written form, the relationship developed with your supervisor in these conferences, and the skills of your supervisor in providing supervision are all integral elements in positive supervisory experiences.